What's up everybody, Pete with Auto Repair Tips. In this video I got a 06 Corolla. Customer brought it to me because they went to start the car and it just wouldn't start. Got it in, checked it out, needed a starter. Put a starter on it, got that corrected. Went to take it out of the bay and I noticed that it wouldn't even get out of its own way. So I called them up and asked them, I said, what's going on? And she said, yeah, she forgot to tell me to check that also, that the car just won't get out of its own way. So in this video we're going to check it out and see what can cause it. Let's get into it. All right, so let's start this thing up and let's see what's going on with it. Startup was pretty smooth, but I can immediately feel a misfire. Put it in like drive, it's shaking real bad. Yeah, it's like it almost wants to cut off. Let's get the scanner going on it. Scanner, what do we got? We have a Toyota. I don't think it's gonna do an automatic ID. It almost was like a coil not firing. Not sure if I can see the vibration in the steering wheel, but it's shaking really bad and you can smell the gas. Gas fumes are horrible. It's definitely got something not firing. Hit okay. So let me just go straight to engine. It is an automatic. Let's do codes only. Let me guess, random misfire. Current codes. Random misfire, multiple cylinders, 2 and 3 detected. It's funny, it just automatically all of a sudden smooths out. And there it goes again. Crazy. The next thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull a firing order up on it, find 2 and 3, and let's get a scope on it and let's see what the spark pattern looks like. Most of the time it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. But like I said, I'm gonna pull the firing order real quick just to confirm it. All right, let's go ahead and hit firing order. Yep. All right, so here it is right here. Like I was saying earlier, that's the front of the engine. 1, 2, 3, 4 is how it is. And it was saying, I think it was 2 and 3 we said was the misfires. It said current codes. And yeah, it was 2 and 3. Fuel system 2 lean on bank 1. But we're gonna go with misfires 2 and 3. So let's check out those 2 cylinders here. Do this. Let's go to guided component testing real quick. Let's look up engine. Let's see, can we look up the ignition tests, secondary test. Let's go into ignition test. Let's look at the component information real quick. Looking at this here, pin number 1 is your positive, pin number 2 is ICM signal, pin number 3 is the control signal, pin number 2 is the confirm, and pin number 3 is the control, 4 is the ground. So let's go back to this. Let's look at a secondary test, current ramp test. The ignition coil can be checked by using a current ramp meter probe. To run this test, is clamp the current probe around the battery side or the control side of the ignition coil assembly. Do not clamp around all of them. You may need to open up the harness to get to it, and this is what we're looking for right here. Let me get this hooked up real quick and let's see what kind of pattern we have. So I was going to give me some room here to get to the wiring. And I got to looking down here and there's a bunch of oil buildup around here. I think I'm gonna pop the coil out first. Let's look down inside there. Let's make sure that these 2 cylinders don't have any oil in it, which would definitely cause a misfire, especially after running, which it kind of makes some sense. So it's definitely got oil. Not sure if you can see that, but look at all the oil down the side here. One of the ways I like to check it to see if the boot's okay is I'll take a test light, I'll hook it to a ground. We'll check the spark. See, to me this is kind of a weak spark. Normally that spark should be firing about 1.5 inches outside, and I don't see that right now. I mean, it's not too bad. So this video has been kind of, it's been kind of a pain in the butt to make simply because I've had like 10,000 interruptions. So I apologize if it's a little bit choppy, but kind of go back to what we were talking about. A minute ago, it showed misfires on 2 and 3. I have number 1 totally out. And with my test light, we have nothing. There's literally nothing here. So we know this coil, it just ain't firing. Come over here, take number 2 out, And look, you can hear it, but it's really weak. And I know what shorted this one out. What shorted this plug out is all the oil down inside there. Cars are weird like that sometimes. On the scanner, these two are showing the misfire, but yet clearly this is the one that's misfiring. And this one's saturated in oil. Sometimes there's just no explanation for things like this. In the meantime, we're waiting to hear back from the customer and get a game plan going and see what they want to do. So I just got off the phone with the customer. They have a family member who can do this job. And like I told them, if they do it themselves, they're gonna save themselves a ton of money, parts and labor. It's not that hard of a job to do. But earlier in the video, you saw when I first started diagnosing it, I pulled my scanner out, pulled the codes, and saw it was a misfire. I kind of thought it was a coil pack, but when I got here to check it, I immediately was going to do a current ramp test. So I go over here and look, and I see a bunch of oil leaking. And rule of thumb is, and it's always been my rule of thumb, why I changed, I don't know. I guess I'm a bonehead sometimes. I don't think. But I always look for the obvious thing first. I always go to where the problem is and make sure, look at the surrounding area and make sure that there's no issues that are causing that problem. In this case, it was definitely an oil leak. I didn't need to do a current ramp test. I didn't need to pull my scope out. Didn't need to do anything. I just should have immediately gone to that. So keep that in mind if you're working on one at home. Look for the obvious things first. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Catch you later.